Hello students, today we will discuss about the chemical reactions and equations. What is chemical equation? Chemical equation is a symbolic notation that uses formula of the compound and symbol of elements to represent a chemical reaction. This is a chemical reaction in which reaction takes place, and this is the equation in which we are presenting this equation with the symbol, this reaction with the symbol CuO plus C equal to Cu plus Co. That is the symbolic notation, that is called chemical equation. How to write a chemical equation? To represent a chemical reaction, here are two substance, reactant and the product. Reactant, reacting substance, that is CuO plus C. These are the reacting substance. Reacting substance are called reactant, and the substance formed after the reaction Cu plus Co. These substance formed are called the product. Now, symbol of the reactant are written on the left hand side. Reactant symbol written on the left hand side and plus sign between them. And plus sign between them. Reactant write on the left hand side and with the plus sign. Then symbol of the product are written on the right hand side and plus sign between them. An arrow is put between them. An arrow is put between the reactants and the product. Just the example is magnesium plus sulfuric acid, magnesium sulfate plus hydrogen gas. This is the long method, but we will write to this in the symbolic notation to make it easy. Magnesium symbol Mg, sulfuric acid symbol H2SO4, magnesium sulfate MgSO4 and hydrogen gas symbol is H2. Mention the physical state whether solid, liquid or gas are written in the brackets. Magnesium is solid, H2SO4 is aqueous, MgSO4 is aqueous and H2 is a gas. And symbol standing arrow symbol stand for the gas and the downward symbol stand for the precipitate. Sometimes the temperature, pressure and catalyst of the reactions are indicated above or below the arrow in the equation. Just like CO is the gas plus 2S2 is the gas and ZNO and Cr2O3. These are the catalyst. Catalyst which increase the rate of the reaction or decrease the rate of reaction. Both positive and negative catalysts are there in the reaction, and 340 atmosphere temperature and heat is used in this, and the CH3OH methanol that is formed in this chemical equation, in which atoms of the various elements on the reactant and product side are the equal. When we take the chemical reaction, then these reactant and these product both should be equal on the both side. Here this equation is unbalanced. Here Na is 1, H2 is 2, but here are the 3. If we write down here 2, then hydrogen 2 and 2, 4. Here, if we write down 2, then hydrogen 2 and 2, 4. 4 hydrogen. Here sodium is 2. Write down here 2. Now the sodium is 2, hydrogen is 4, oxygen is 2, oxygen is 2. Now this equation is balanced equation. Region of balancing equation is, what is the region? The number of atom of elements on both sides of the chemical equation should be equal in accordance with the law of conservation of mass. According to the law of conservation of the mass, on both sides of the chemical equation, number of the atom of elements should be same. Type of the chemical reactions. Here are the different type of the chemical reactions. First is combination reaction. Combination means combine. Combine means two or more substance combine to form a new substance. Where two or more substance combine to form a new substance are called combination reaction. CaO plus H2O, CaOH whole square 2 plus heat. Here CaO is the quick line. Quick line is that you use during the whitewash in your house. CaO, when you will dissolve in H2O water, then it forms the slacked line CaOH whole square 2. and in this process you see some bubbles or heat released from this. This heat is released in in those reactions where heat is released are called exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. 2 Mg plus O2. When you burn Mg in presence of oxygen, then magnesium oxide, white solid ash is formed, and this heat is released in the form of heat plus light. This is also a type of the exothermic reaction. Now the decomposition reaction. Decomposition means breakdown of the product to produce two or more simpler substance. Here the single compound breakdown to produce two or more simpler substance. Here three types of the decomposition: thermal decomposition, electrolysis, and photochemical decomposition. Thermal decomposition, in which heat is released. In this type of decomposition, heat is absorbed for this reaction. Heat is absorbed. CaCO3. When this heat is absorbed, it breaks down into the CaO plus CO2. And where heat is absorbed or electricity or sunlight is absorbed, that reaction is called endothermic. Where heat is released, that is called exothermic reaction, and where heat is absorbed is called endothermic reaction. Now electrolysis. Electrolysis means with the help of the electricity, decomposition reaction takes place. Here when we heat the water, then it breaks down into the H2 gas and oxygen gas. This is electrolysis with the decomposition with the help of electricity. Photochemical decomposition. Photochemical means with the help of the light. When you take AgCl, silver chloride, that is when it absorbs sunlight, then it breaks down into the decompose into the silver and chlorine. This is photochemical decomposition, and in all these three processes, heat, electricity and sunlight, energy is absorbed. In those reactions in which energy is absorbed is called endothermic reaction. Displacement reaction. In this type of the reaction, more reactive element can displace less reactive element to form a compound. Just as for example, zinc. When we take the example of the zinc, and then it combined with the CaSO4, then zinc is highly reactive element and it displaces the copper and form the zinc sulfate, and copper is released from here. This is called displacement reaction. Here copper is displaced by the zinc. Now double displacement reaction. In this type of the reaction, two different atoms or group of atoms are displaced by other atom or group of atoms. Just as the for example Na2SO4 and BaCl2. Here Ba and Na both are displaced from their position in the form of the ion. Ba combined with SO4 form BaSO4 and Na combined with Cl and form NaCl. This ion exchange is called double displacement reaction. Now the neutralization reaction. In this type of the reaction, acid or acid oxides react with base or basic oxides to form the salt and water. Salt and water. Here salt and water are formed and they will neutralize the effect of each other, and this is called neutralization reaction. Example is HCl plus KOH. HCl is acid and KOH is base. When both combine and they form the salt KCl and water H2O. Now the oxidation. Oxidation is called the loss of electron. Here the loss of electron takes place, or you can say addition of the oxygen takes place, or removal of the hydrogen takes place. As example, Mg plus O2. Here Mg plus O2. Oxygen combined with the Mg and form MgO, magnesium oxide. This is called oxidation. Reduction. Reduction is the opposite of the oxidation. This is the gain of electron or removal of oxygen or addition of hydrogen. Here Na plus H2 hydrogen is combined with the sodium and form the NaH. This is the reduction. Now the redox reaction. Redox reaction. In this type of the reaction, oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously. They are continuously going on side by side. Just as the example, MnO2 plus 4HCl equal to MnCl2 plus Cl2 plus 2H2O. Here, HCl, oxygen and Cl2. It form the Cl2, and removal of the MnO2 leave the oxygen or release of the oxygen and form the MnCl2. This form the reduction. Reduction is the removal of the oxygen. Here oxygen is removed. This is called the reduction. And HCl, it form the oxidation. Here the loss of electron take place and form the oxidation. H2O is formed. Another example, HCuO plus H2 equal to Cu plus H2O. Here, hydrogen combine with the oxygen and form the H2O. That is addition of the oxygen. This is called oxidation. And CuO leave the oxygen and form Cu. It release the oxygen. Removal of the oxygen, that is called reduction. Corrosion and rusting. In this, reactive metal surface is attacked by the air, water and other substance. It is said to be corrode. If the substance, any substance attacked by the air and water, and with the time it becomes weak, it is said to be substance is corrode, and the process is called corrosion. That is the example is the rusting of iron. Rusting of iron. Formula of the rust is Fe2O3xH2O. That is the rust. Rancidity. Rancidity. When fat and oil are oxidized, when they oxidize, they become rancid. Means they produce smell, different type of the smell and different type of the taste. Their taste and smell changes due to the oxidation of the fat and oil, and that is called process is called rancidity. To prevent the spoilage of food, antioxidants are added to the fatty food. To prevent the oxidation, antioxidants are added to the fatty food to prevent oxidation. Just you can take the example of the chips. Chips are packed in the nitrogen gas which prevent the spoilage of the food or the oxidation of the chips. Other method of the to protect the food from the rancidity or by oxidation is the food is kept in the refrigerator and food is kept in the airtight container to prevent the oxidation, so that the food, the process of the rancidity can be stopped. Thank you.